Hi Taurus, welcome back for your December reading. If you're wanting to make a booking, you can go to the link directly below. Also, over Christmas and the New Year break, there is a few time slots actually blocked out. That's due to me spending some time with family. However, if you are needing an emergency booking, because the energy for November and December, as I had felt, is going to be quite energetic. If you've got blocks and things you're wanting to deal with, please feel free to inbox me and I will try and book in an emergency reading for you. Now, Taurus, what's going on with you guys? Okay, now, lots of things. What I've been noticing and what I will be doing in the new year is getting some new cards, number one. Number two is I have noticed that a lot of the zodiac signs have now split. So you will need to look at your moon and rising signs when certain situations aren't resonating with you. Now, that's normal, but on top of that, I have noticed that a lot of us are actually handling our energies very differently. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because for those of us who are physically not dealing with physical blocks connected to our chakra, what's happening is we're doing the work and we're actually moving forward each month and we're on the correct timeline, so to speak. For those of us who aren't, it's like we've split. So you might find if certain aspects of trigger points that you were supposed to remove and deal with that you physically haven't, what's going to happen is it will stem over into January, February for you. So my advice is look back over the videos for the last month and see if the dots have connected for you. And if they haven't and you haven't done work related to that scenario and it's coming back into highlight, what's going to happen is you're going to have a double whammy. So you're actually going to have the energy of last month as well as this month on top of your plate. So if you can quickly tie up loose ends of November, then you'll find you'll start flowing through. It may even stem back as far as October for you guys, because you have had massive blocks connected to certain areas of your life where they've been out of balance. Now, you are going to energetically be pushed to physically address those situations. So it might be anything directly connected to balancing karma, looking at situations for what they really are, and dealing with family related issues. I do feel family is very out of balance for you guys at the moment. It can be balanced and it isn't. I'm hearing it isn't all your fault, but you're owning it for some reason. But then when you're owning it, you're actually getting angry, but you're only really getting angry at yourself for the given situations that you're currently dealing with. So in some shape or form, you need to release aspects of the responsibility. You're trying to avert disaster, but what you're doing is co-creating it. And the reason that's happening is because somehow you're not realizing that as you have in life, the lessons you've physically learned is because you had to experience, fail, and learn. But because you have the experience in certain situations, you're trying to hand that down to different people, but they're not learning because you're enabling them, so to speak. You're trying to assist them by removing the obstacle instead of letting them directly deal with the obstacle. They can only learn by dealing directly with the obstacles that are in front of them. It's actually their life path, and there's an aspect of an education connected to it, and them evolving from that situation, but you're preventing their education by actually trying to steer that situation in a certain way. So you need to let go of control-related issues connected to you trying to protect, because you're actually then angry when you're assisting and the outcome isn't as positive as you would like. So the balance needs to come there. You do need to actually deal with your dreams at the moment. I do feel you're spreading yourself too fine. And when you're doing that, it creates anger. And with anger, it creates a lack of balance. And with the lack of balance is your co-creation of situations aren't going to be moving freely. I do have a very depressed energy connected to nostalgia of the past. A great deal of frustration connected to you feeling things would have moved a lot faster than which they physically have. Now, with those of you who are like regular customers that do come to me, one of you I do know, we talked the other day, I'm hoping that with the work we do together, you can get the clarity to remove the blocks. So what you're manifesting isn't the negative, it's the positive, because we can give energy to both sides of that. It's like a moon, there's a shadow on both sides. So what happens is when we're dealing with that energy, how do I explain it? At the moment, you're feeling that if you do things in a certain way, you're going to get the best outcome. But what you're doing is you're taking their power away. So this can be a physical relationship with another person where they're being a bit difficult at the moment and they're not working with you, or you're not hearing from them. By you placing yourself there at all times, it's not helping the situation, it's hindering it. By you removing yourself from the equation and letting them, and I picture purple for some reason, you need a sense of cleansing. You need to get an amethyst and actually do some cleansing work, because all of the burdens you've been carrying is sending a frequency out, and it's actually sending a frequency of I'm not ready, I'm not prepared, I'm drowning. Now, if that person also is doing that and mirroring you, all you're going to get is like. You're not going to get forward motion. So you need to take your power back. Also connected to looking at other situations outside of yourself. Stop giving the situation power, be it for negative or positive. If you're looking at other people and you're angry towards them for situations that aren't panning out correctly the way you feel they should be, what you're attracting is a negative karma. So you need to be careful of your energy levels of what you're doing, because I can see family dynamics taking a toll on your health. I actually see your work area being impacted as well, where physically you're feeling very drained, therefore you're not able to give 110% to your employment at the moment due to the fatigue you're physically feeling. If it means you need to take time out, you actually need to take time out. You can't control everything and keep all the balls in the air at all times. And it's like, the reason you're so angry is because that's what you're doing. It's like you're actually living. You have an expectation, but instead of letting people prove to you that that expectation can be met, you're doing it for them, and then you're angry about it. So you need them to step up and do the things they need to do at the correct time they feel fit, not on a time frame. And it's frustrating because we have this aspect of time really popping up in a lot of our minds, where we do very much want the forward motion, but we're not seeing the forward motion. For Taurus, this is very relevant, where the frustration of you feeling like a yo-yo, directly dealing with sadness. I do again feel a guide is with you, a loved one from the other side that is trying to help you, ground you and assist you. But you're not seeing the benefits to the situation. You're just feeling that all you're going to have is the same. And you don't want the same next year. You very much are very ready for the new. So trust in the process that you're going to have a new. Definitely, if you look at the last year, you're going to know that it didn't stay the same, that there has been forward motion. Now, if you're waiting for a person to come into your life or someone to come back from the past, because this year has been about breaking down old foundations, next year is very much about unions, connections, forward motion, binding contracts, things working together. So you may have had contracts not finalized. Very much that is going to be cemented in the new year. For relationships, if a lot of us were experiencing people from the past coming back, and that's to be realigned with who we are correctly supposed to be with. If this as yet has not happened for you, what you need to understand is it has to work on both sides. So if the person you're waiting for has not come through as yet, it's because environmentally they are still doing the work in order to be vibrationally ready for you. You can't make a person heal quicker than they need to, in order to be ready for you in the future. And that goes both ways. And if you are a twin flame and you're dealing with an energy like that, watch the twin flame videos or make a booking and I can do the work with you. I'm going to pull a chakra card because, and this is going to be in your general life for couples and singles, because a lot of your energy is out of sync and very down around this time. Now, I do actually see some social events being bothersome. You're thinking it's going to go a certain way. There are going to be squabbles. Now, I do see disputes connected to comments coming up of the past. This could be inheritance based. This could be aspects of personal rights being like not respected within family dynamics. I also see squabbles connected to new partners being in family and, you know, really not being ready for that dynamic. Now, you're going to hear something. So you're going to get clarity connected to what's going on around you. So, but this is in a very general term. I'll pull the chakra cards for couples and singles. You're going to actually hear something. So it is directly connected to family. It can be directly connected to home, your environment, your family unit. Someone actually investing in a situation and that upsetting you, or that the investment in the situation, you're wondering if it was worth it. So something directly connected to family. Now, you're waiting to hear from someone. You'll hear something, you won't have the communication from them yet. So it could be that you're hearing gossip connected to your family from a third party and it's frustrating you and angering you. Keep yourself balanced. Some people need to be removed from your life, but you also need to look at how you're manifesting these things. So if there is something going on where you're looking at external people, and this is not for all of you, but if you're looking at external people and you're thinking, well, they're doing this wrong, they're doing that wrong, but why don't I have the balance in mine? A lot of times as human beings, we do deflect when it's really something going on inside of ourselves on a level of frustration and anger. But your friendships could be doing this to you. So it depends on how this is directly going to relate. So it could be that people are placing their opinions about your decision making, your forward movement, your romantic affairs, and that's what's unhinging you. You need to get back to basics. You need to get the clarity internally from yourself of what you're going to do with your compass at this point in time with the relevant information you currently have today. Not what's going to come through, because I do feel clarity is going to come through, what you actually currently have right now. And that is very much the challenge, because the way people are perceiving the situation is that you don't have enough information. Haven't you learnt your lesson? When are you going to walk away from this? You're vibrationally getting the information distorted because you're physically not grounded right now. So it's making it very difficult to keep that compass going. But I do feel an element of a connection of talk is going to be around family or around your opinion of what you believe is a home, is your family, is your future, what you're wanting connected to a connection. This could be from your mother, your father. This could be connected to a relationship you're considering or one you're currently in. And it's going to be through the grapevine that you're going to hear this, but it won't be from the horse's mouth. And that will anger you. On your monetary front, again for general, you're not really celebrating the finances at the moment. You're directly not focusing on finance. There could be a hurdle connected to a contract and that's scaring you. It doesn't mean to say it's not coming. As I said, I do feel it's actually paused, and it's paused directly connected to it voting better in the new year. So try not to panic. When it comes to your cash though, it is, you're looking at cash as a security, but now you're falling away from cash. Where is that security? Because if you won lotto, would you be invested in certain situations? What would you be doing differently? Because that's a good way to actually look at it. If you did have the cash, what would you do? What would the first thing be that you would do with that cash? And if it's going to be you doing exactly the same, then cash actually isn't the answer. Cash isn't actually the problem. Get to the root of the situation. Okay, on the monetary front, you're needing to do a lot of work and not getting a lot of gain out of it. And it might be you're assisting other people and it's directly impacting you. I do see frustrations at work and you having to go over old ground, as well as you doing more but not getting the actual income from it. You do have to pick up pieces directly connected to staff members and other people around you. This may continue on, but remember, if you're a feminine energy, and you're a female watching this video, or a male, however it's going to relate, the person who is dealing with that energy very much is going through exactly the same as you. So try to have compassion for them instead of looking at them as the enemy, because you're stronger, and the reason these trigger points are coming is because it's directly connected to you, not an external person. So please try and look at your situation and mirror this person and have compassion connected to them, because they are younger in mind and they don't know how to use the energy, yet you have the tools to be able to handle this. So hold the resentment, hold the fort, meditate, and you'll find that theirs will ease, because we can energetically assist other people in balancing that situation. So energetically, if you are powerful enough to deal with this excess, you know, of you having to do too much work for other people, A, remove yourself from the situation and help them to learn themselves, or B, do it because you physically have the strength to without the complaint. You're not having the freedom at the moment financially, and you thought you would be a lot further ahead. It is only a temporary pause. You may be going into hermit mode to do some reflection, and if it means you lose a little bit of cash for sanity, we'll do so. I don't even feel you really focusing on where it's going to come from for Christmas or New Year. I just feel in general, it's more you're focusing on the bigger picture and the past more than what you need to do with the cash. Now, in your family, there is going to be some healing. Now, it's either you need to physically meditate and cleanse them. It might be for, you know, Europeans, they actually use the olive leaf and, you know, cleanse the home and cleanse and bless. You know, for many different cultures, we have a technique to actually smudge and cleanse. It can be chakra bath salts. It can be smudge sticks. I mean, as I said, I do have them on the shop. If you can find them in your location, great. Otherwise, jump through to the website and I've got them there. Cleanse the family-related issue. It can be verbal diarrhea connected to people saying things that they weren't meant to say, but that had to come out and you have to accept that. So if nasty things are coming out around those times, it's an aspect of a purge and you have to tolerate and accept it, because you're speaking your truth. But are you coming from a place of fear and anger, or are you coming from a place of truth? Try to balance that energy. If you need to remove yourself and be elsewhere, do so, but you will find that you'll be in your mind too much. So tolerate the energies and deal with the aspects of the healing that are coming through, and you're going to have a better start to the new year. If it means that hurts are coming up, then maybe you don't know that your family do have your back, but because you have been suppressing it, you've been unable to express it. You can express your truth in the best possible way prior to the outburst. Okay, your dreams at the moment in your family life your family isn't the way you thought it would be. So either they're unsupportive and they end up being supportive, or vice versa. However, it's going to directly relate. So they're going to be the complete opposite of what you feel they're going to be. And you need to actually deal with that accordingly. Okay. Your intuition connected to family and your dreams, it's like you're pressing the pause button. And I do feel you looking at them at some point in time and looking back over old memories. That this life and where you are isn't looking the way it did. And very much this year we have had a tower event, so to speak. 2016 was very much about you know, really having no forward motion, very much being blocked like we were in prison. 2016 has been like every aspect of a foundation of life has been torn to pieces, but it hasn't happened all in one hit. It's been, we've been aware that's going to be happening and we've been directly working with it and dealing with it, but we've been pulling each brick out of that puzzle bit by bit, where we can then rebuild it and place the foundation firm for 2018. So if you feel you haven't actually completed anything or had forward motion, look back over what you've actually achieved. Has your work-life balance achieved a balance? Is it more directly connected to you? If you felt that you couldn't see yourself in that job, why then have you not done what you needed to do to move that situation? So again, if you haven't done the work this year, that foundation will be waiting to be readdressed in January, February, March. If your friendships are not directly relating to you, you need to open the line of communication and speak truth, because you can't expect that to go both ways. So it's either you physically have conversations with your friendships and be very open and loving and respectful, own that truth and assess the situation, and then have the clarity in order to move forward with life, because you don't want to be taking that into the new year. If it is family members that you have disputes with, you need to physically heal that aspect and own your truth connected to it. So when you look at the foundation of 2017, you may feel you haven't achieved anything, but you need to see where movement has happened, where healing has happened, and where growth has happened. Get the card up. Okay, in your general life, you're feeling you physically do not have the resources to actually make decisions, move forward, and you feel that you're blocked somehow. Being blocked is positive, because it means you're actually too far. You're too fast. So what's happening is, if you're being blocked in some shape or form in your general life, it's not to punish you, and it's not saying no, it's saying you're too quick. You've evolved too quick, you've healed too quick, you're prepared, but pause, because you're missing an aspect of the puzzle, and that might not be something you physically need to do. It might be that you need to have trust in situations, that they resolve, evolve and heal at the correct time they're meant to, that you didn't need to do anything, that maybe you have been doing too much and thinking too much, and not letting things fall where they need to fall. So trust in that process. A block is not necessarily a no. It is more, try to trust in the process. For some of you, it might be you're waiting for a person to come to you from the past. You might be misinterpreting it as a no, but not looking at it as, let that person be your knight in shining armor. If you're being the feminine and the masculine, then how are they supposed to be the masculine for you? You need them to come to you accordingly, and vice versa. So it does take two in situations to heal situations, but it also takes you to actually do the physical work. In some sense, you're not freeing yourself in your general life from scenarios. So in a way, you need to get the balance, and you need to look at the reasons why you've blocked yourself in scenarios. Is it connected to your past? Is it connected to you needing to heal? And if it is, why are you feeling that prison that you placed yourself in, of what you feel that you environmentally are entitled to, is all you think you ever will get, because you will get so much more than that. But it's your block connected to you protecting yourself from hurt that is blocking you. But do stand up for yourself. So when you are speaking your truth, don't get panicked. This can be connected to family, connected to work, connected to a partner, or your opinion connected to situations with friendships. Be truthful, be earnest, and let them respond, and then make the assessment. But don't jump to conclusions without information. Let things unfold naturally the way they're meant to. Okay, Singles. Okay. Usually when I'm doing the meditation, you know, at times, especially when I'm really busy, sometimes I do write notes down of what I'm physically feeling. And that's more as trigger points, and then sometimes extra information comes, and sometimes I completely ignore my notes. So it depends on what I'm being guided to do. Now, for you guys, I do feel there will be people from the past coming back, or these triggers can come up directly at Christmas. So I do feel it is very relevant for you guys where being single, if you've been sort of in and out, or like you may invest in a situation, then it stops. You know, you're going to need to look at couples and singles. You're going to need to look at both. So where you are feeling you're partnered, then you're not, then is it going to get off the ground, then it doesn't, you know, please look at both videos, otherwise book a reading. Now, for those of you who are single that have been waiting for someone, again, I will say there is a split 50-50 of energy. And the reason I'm saying that is some of your aspects of your blocks, chakra cards, because your energy is really heavy the last few months, and you're getting very frustrated. I'm feeling your pain. I really am. But you're doing a lot of healing, but a lot of what is going on is coming from a place of fear. A lot of the feminines at the moment, and I'll talk from the feminine point of view because your energy is coming through very heavy. You need to press the pause button. Okay? Pause, breathe. And get to a place where you get a bit of time out. It's time out. Stop doing things for people. Go and do something nice for yourself. Don't even explain yourself. You have no one to explain to. Go and indulge. Go and do something for you. If you need to hit the gym, hit the gym. Get some of the excess energy out. If you need to have a cold shower, be having a cold shower, ladies. Do what you need to do. Get yourself grounded, because you know, you're very amped at the moment. But what you're needing to do is do something for yourself. That thought of what you're processing over and over again connected to this person. Give your heart a break. That's a song, okay? Google that one. Okay. Movement. You're going to have to be disciplined to realize there is movement. Sometimes you don't need to do anything. Sometimes you do. You'll know that. So you work out what it is you physically need to do. You need to get playful. You need to chill out because you're worrying too much about it. If it means for 1 month you don't hear from a person, so be it. Pretend it's a mini holiday. But again, I do feel you're going to hear by Christmas. Now, I do feel this can be on Christmas, after Christmas, but around this month. I do feel communication. This can be gossip. It can be a direct communication via phone call or a trigger point, but I do feel a connection to Christmas for you guys with communication. Your heart chakra you need to heal. So as I said in the previous video, I'm going to put some chakra healing meditation videos down below. Get your headset on for males or females, whoever you are, and listen to the meditation videos while you're sleeping, which will clear your chakra. Again, you can buy the chakra products on the website, but your heart is feeling very vulnerable. You're not trusting in the process. Now, I do feel communication on the 22nd will be coming through for some of you. Now, I'm going to pull some cards for the singles, and we'll get through to the couples. Now, someone in the family is going to cheese you off. You're seeing movement with them. This can be external people as well, but I do feel for most of you, it is a family member. Something they're doing is really cheesing you off. You have a lot going on and you're thinking, I really don't need this rubbish right now. Now, when it happens, you are going to literally give them, hold it, press the pause button. Because it's about you, it's not about them. Let them do their thing. Let them have their bubble. It's not a biggie. You've got your own world. You've got your own dreams. Let them live theirs. Release it. But just know where your world's going. Own your truth. And try and co-create a new bubble. And I do feel for a lot of us, we won't be doing Christmas the traditional way. A lot of people will be actually doing it very differently. Now, for the males, you guys might be very energetic, where you're wanting to say things, do things, and you're not your natural grounded self. Although I do feel the males have this energy controlled a lot better than the feminine at the moment. So for those of you who are men that are actually watching this video, I feel you guys to be owning your energy in a more grounded way. The females, though, are very amped because they're needing to take that power back. And for some reason, females in the zodiac sign at the moment are very out of balance and needing to press the pause button to take a breath and get grounded again. Yet the males are doing the opposite for some reason. Okay, so singles. Okay, you're recuperating from a situation and you're taking a pause, which is what I've suggested. It's what you need to do. Now, you do have the tools in order to do this, and yes, there has been a pause, but it's not to stop you, it's to benefit you. You need to trust the process. You're not using your intuition, you're focused too much on cash. So if you're working too hard, stop. If you're thinking money is a solution, you're wrong. These situations are here for you to look at the reality. Somehow you're masking a situation by talking about money. So it might be you feel if you have money, it's going to be safe and perfect. It's not real. Because even with money, there are still hurdles, challenges, problems. With more money comes more responsibility and probably less time to connect. So it's not necessarily a perfect scenario, but you're focusing too much on money at the moment, and that is where you're getting blocked. Okay, stop doubting the process. Instead of looking at it as doubt, try and look at it from a point of view of what you're doing this month is going to be. Where there's lack of clarity, just realise there's nothing you need to do. Where there is situations that need to be done, focus only on those, not what you have no clarity on, because that energy will be coming. Look at it as a temporary pause so that you can have the forward movement. Okay, if you don't want to do the work, then you're not going to get the outcome. So you need to do the work on yourself and stop avoiding the things that you've been sweeping under the carpet, emotionally speaking. You will come out of it, but you are fretful, and the reasons why these things have come up is because you're scared basically that you're going to be left out in the cold and that you are isolated, and you're scared to be alone and not be busy because it means you have to think. But try and be alone and not think. Try and actually do something positive and retrain your mindset connected to, if you're sitting home alone, do something that you really enjoy. You know, watch a sports game, or watch something that you know that people around you don't like you doing. You know, do something physically just for you and make it a positive energy, not a negative energy, and then it retrains you. On an aspect, again, you're not wanting to do certain aspects, and you're not wanting to walk away, you're not wanting to move forward. You're very, very much in your head, you know, thinking that what you did in the past has really impacted you. So again, this isn't about the energy of who's coming in, who you're waiting for. This is about your past and your cycle of what you needed to address. And that has to come to an end because that's sabotaging you. So don't look at this current situation that you're currently dealing with as a connection to it happening again and something bad happening. It's like you're in your mind believing that's all you're entitled to. That's why you keep getting the same result. Once you flick that switch, press the pause button, you're going to get that you can break that cycle. It's a mindset cycle. It's not a reality-based cycle. So it morphs itself into reality to trigger you to say, do you want to keep doing that? So it's not you're physically doing it, your fears are co-creating that. So you have to stop that cycle. What you put out is what you get back. It's called karma, so be careful. So if you're being negative towards yourself and towards your journey, then you're going to keep getting a negative outcome. Retrain yourself, you're stronger than that. Okay, at the moment, the experience you're having external to you is stagnation. But again, you need to trust the process. It may be that a person is dealing with things at the moment and needs to do their emotional healing on very still ground without external assistance or finalising their cycle around Christmas, where they're doing that to end that chapter at the end of the year, and then you will hear from them, for those of you who that information is relevant. Okay, they're also concerned about cash. So both of you actually are mirroring each other, whoever this person is. So you're in the same boat. Try to energetically look at your life and understand that you're wanting people to be compassionate towards you. Then try and actually see where you have the power and you can just maybe lessen the load by doing the work in your life to be prepared for the onset of forward motion. But not necessarily are they actually in a better predicament than you are, and emotionally and financially speaking, they're dealing with these aspects as well. So both of you technically are mirroring each other. And this is a person, I feel, for 50% of you, that is from the past. At another level, it might be someone you're currently dealing with or a love interest that's coming into your life. They are being responsible and they're wanting you to do the same thing. So, you know, by grounding yourself and setting the foundation, you're going to have a better future. But it's got to be about the vibration of you and them together. And I do feel movement connected to a different location. That you need to pay attention to your dreams, because I do feel they're coming into your dreams, whoever this is relevant for, and they're trying to show you a location. Couples. And I can't remember if I pulled a chakra card for you guys. So in a minute I will pull a chakra card for the singles before I forget. So if I did, well, you're getting another one. Okay. I feel your base chakra. Somehow you're giving your power away to the situation and you're feeling or you're fearing that somebody else is better than you. Take that away. Erase that. Get an eraser in your mind. It's not real. Get rid of that, because you're not feeling attractive. Okay, you're questioning it. You're questioning your motives. You're questioning your connection with the person. You're questioning your ability to attract something that you desire. You need to wipe that from your mind, because it's a negative mindset. It's not real. So pause it, blow it away, and start thinking about something else. And it's funny because I did do a reading for a lady the other day. Love you to bits. I get on with you so well. She's in Melbourne, and I'll tell you, she actually got the same card, and we did discuss this, and we're, you know, I'm not even a Taurus, and I was going through this energy. So females in general, can be males as well, where you're really questioning, you know, who you are to the core, and if you're good enough, don't do that. It's not real. It's just it's a mind thing. Singles. What did I say singles for? I'm picking those back up again and shuffling. Couples. Oh, bring on 2018. Okay. At the moment, you have a lot going on in your relationship, and it's really impacting everyone. You know, it's more the workload that you have, the emotions you both have, and I feel it's more external to the both of you. So it doesn't feel that it's directly connected to the relationship. It very much feels like it's directly connected to external situations, and you definitely need to have faith in the process. Okay, so this is what's going on with you. Now, your partner is completing things that are really frustrating them that they put on hold. So they're really trying to get all those bothersome tasks done so that they can free themselves to actually be with you. It does feel like it is a very heavy load. And it does feel they've got conflict going on with family members, work members. One family member in particular is very heavy for them, and it's frustrating them. And I do feel that they're actually going to be communicating to this person and saying, you need to step up to the plate. I'm no longer enabling you. And it doesn't even feel like they're doing that on purpose. It feels other people have actually drawn them into the situation to fix certain aspects of this scenario. Now, the energy between you is that you're feeling something's on pause. You know, so any joy and contentment and forward motion has been put on pause due to this scenario. And it really did, you know, you need to very much take a more playful approach to this. So when communication comes through, you need to keep it light, because what they're physically feeling on their plate is they can't physically take anymore. And if that's what you're feeling, you need to lessen that load and do that work to remove those obstacles so you can have that balance and be playful. Okay, don't underestimate yourself connected to what you're able to handle. Don't question yourself and the connection you have with this person. It isn't about you. It's about other things going on, and anything that falls in a tower event, and I'm not talking about your relationship, I'm talking about down around you, let it fall. It's meant to fall. So how things go, how the communication goes, don't psychoanalyze it. It's meant to happen. You need to trust in the process, because there's healing coming through this aspect. Okay, for them, financially, they're going to free themselves of a situation. So it may be that money does start coming really through for them in the month of December. And I do feel for February as well, so moving forward. And it can feel like a contract, or it does feel like they're changing something they were doing. You need to trust them, because I'm actually seeing they're being quite crafty. But not in a sense of lying to you, but more in a sense of being very creative with how they're going to find a solution connected to this. And I feel they've actually had this inner mindset for a while, and they're placing the pieces of the puzzle together. So they're very, you will be amused. You'll be amused at what they're actually going to handle and how they're going to directly deal with what's going on in their life at the moment. It can be that they're assisting family external to your relationship. They're very, I just want to laugh. And I do remember in the reading I did for the lady, I won't name her name, I did start laughing again for some reason as well. So I'm not sure why, but it's like you're going to laugh. You're going to laugh at the way someone has dealt with something, because it's like they've placed the chess pieces in the correct place at the correct time. And then it all comes tumbling down in their favour. And it's very amusing. I don't know why, but they're quite smart. They're quite smart. Okay, you're now focusing completely on what you need to do, and that's what you were meant to be doing. You know, don't panic about the relationship. Focus on what you need to, because I do see a bit of time out for the two of you, where you're going to be just yourselves and probably more authentic than you've ever been in the whole year, where the communication is going to be open. And because of the frustrations outside of yourselves, it's actually making you closer, because you're both energetically going through the same thing. So by dealing with the external, you're going to be able to get into hermit mode and have that very loving, connected time. Okay, they've already made their decision about your relationship. So it's not about you. It's about other situations going on around them that needs fixing. So once they're fixed, the rest flows. I'll pull 3 Romance Angel cards, and then I will pull, what's the timer? This happened to the last video. Good on you, December. Be nice to me. I've given myself 3 days to record these videos, and the universe has just done this to me, so this is the way it was supposed to be for the most in-depth messages, I gather. I am very grateful for all the bookings. It has been a flat out month, and I gather next month is going to be exactly the same. Many of us, you know, are going to be doing a lot of healing. And we may feel that we've hit, you know, a vulnerable space. There's also vouchers on the website. So if you know, want to get that for a gift, you can purchase them up to the point of $200. But you can set your amount you want, and you can buy vouchers for either the gift shop or, you know, for bookings for readings. Okay, so where you might be still coupled but maybe not seeing eye to eye, there is moving it to the next level and the reconnection. So stop panicking, okay? So it hasn't changed. If you've been dealing with a person from the past, it's coming back. If you're not seeing eye to eye with this person, you're going to be back on the same page again, and it might be a proposal for it to move to the next level of commitment. So it doesn't have to be marriage. It can be just really binding it, where maybe some of you are moving in together, maybe some of you are getting engaged, and some of you are actually physically going to get married or renewing your vows. It feels like a renewal connected to it. I'll pull a chakra card, and I will see you in your readings or in 2018. And I wish you a very, very happy Christmas and a wonderful and safe new year. Thank you for being with the channel. For those of you who are new, please subscribe and share. Press the bell and you can get notifications. I don't like nagging yous. Get connected with people, but get connected back with yourself, because that is what is going to ground you. You know, if you don't have your loved ones with you around this time, be it they've passed over or you can't get to them, communicate with them, call them. If they've passed over, again, communicate with them. Feel them in your heart chakra. Find yourself with maybe an item of jewelry that they owned, and hold that and feel connected to them. Do what you need to do to have that connection. Love yous all. Look after yourselves. See you next year.